All right, we are back with another pick'em video. The weekend is over. It's the start of a new week, and we got two more awesome playoff games. These ones should be fun, as the second round kind of has been fun all the way around. If you're a New York Knicks fan, I'd be mad at Tom Thibodeau. Those injuries are piling up because of the minutes load. But we're going to talk about our plays on Friday because I haven't had a video since then. Took the weekend off, but we're back to the grind. If you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like and comment anything down below. We're going to be talking Celtics-Cavs and then Thunder and the Mavs. I got 4 picks for you guys. Try to do 1 pick in every single team, but ended up doing 2 Mavericks, and I got a Celtic and a Cav for us. So we're going to go over them. There's a lot of plays I'm really liking today. Obviously, we're going to be discussing plays all day in the NBA, in the MLB. Excited about WNBA starting up tomorrow as well. So if you're interested in the Discord, there is a link in the description for a Dub Club link. Just sign up for Dub Club and then join the Discord, DM me, and I'll get you right in. That will be automated eventually. I do have a meeting with them in 2 days on Wednesday, and that will probably be automated at that point. But if you do sign up on Dub Club, just DM me in the Discord, say, hey, I signed up. Send me a screenshot of that email confirmation, and I'll get you right in. But really excited. Let's jump into the picks today, and I'm starting with Donovan Mitchell here. I got him pulled up on PrizePicks a few different ways. 35.5 points and rebounds will probably be the official video pick here. But I do like his points. It's at 30.0 on PrizePicks, but this is kind of the reason it's good to be on different DFS platforms, different websites that you're betting on, because Underdog has this at 29.5, and it's also a fixed payout system. So if you want to go to just his points, take it over here at 29.5 on Underdog. There's no reason to be taking him at 30.0 when you can get him cheaper elsewhere for the same, payout and everything. So again, Underdog, PrizePicks, a bunch of my favorite DFS platforms. They have links in the description down below. You can use any of those for a free month of the Discord as well. So let's just jump into his page here. 35.5 points and rebounds. That's what we're going to be looking at. And I got Derrick White pulled up. Let me change that real quick. All right, so I got Donovan 35.5. I got his Outlier page pulled up here. Again, if you're interested in Outlier, this is an awesome tool you're about to see that shows us a bunch of different data. So I'm looking at the head-to-head matchup. This is just games against the Celtics. And yeah, he's been very, very consistently going over this line. 7 of the last 9 games he's played the Celtics, he's gone over this. I know as a Celtics fan, Donovan's a guy that continues to play very, very well against us. He's hit in all 3 playoff games this series, and the past, 7 times they've played, one of those games he missed was just a hook. So 39 in Game 1, 36 in Game 2. Those were both blowouts. A blowout win in Game 2 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then a blowout loss in Game 1. But then, we got a little bit more of a closer game, 13-point victory for the Celtics in Game 3, and he had 33 and 6 and crushed this line pretty much. So he's consistently gone over against the Celtics. He is their guy. They are at home where he plays extremely well. Even on the road, he's, their best player. The Cavs, again, aren't the best on the road. But on their home court, Donovan's been consistently going over this, especially against the Celtics. This is kind of a win or go home for the Cavs. And I expect Donovan to shoot a bunch of times, as we've seen him getting a ton of minutes, even in the blowout games, 36 minutes, 39 minutes, and then that game that stayed close, 43 minutes. And I looked at his projection. He's projected for 41 minutes tonight, so keep that in mind. So you should see a ton of time, more time on the court for Donovan Mitchell. There's just more opportunity to score, definitely a few more opportunities for some rebounds, and he's playing a team that he likes to play. So I like Donovan Mitchell's head-to-head against Boston, and then 2023 as a whole, 40% hit rate. But again, we got to take out those games he's only playing 20 minutes because of a blowout win against the Wizards or something. Yeah, back-to-back blowout wins, only playing 25 minutes in these games. So again, projected for 41 minutes. As we increase this minutes, you're going to see this hit rate just go up and up. 35 minutes, this is a nice 54% hit rate. If he sees 38 minutes, 56% hit rate. 39 minutes, 67% hit rate. You see that very, very solid. If he gets the 41 minutes he's looking for, nice 5 of 6 games. Now also, I want to do this again, same activity that we're about to do, go up on the minutes, but I want to look at home games specifically. 40% hit rate for games in the whole season, regular season and playoffs. He's gone over this. In home games though, 48%. And again, we'll continue to rise these minutes up. 30 minutes a game, this is a 52% hit rate. 35 minutes, 67% hit rate. If you look at 39, 40, 41 minutes, 100% hit rate. So again, plays a lot better at home, and with the more minutes comes a little bit more opportunity. So I think this one stays relatively close. Again, win or go home situation for the Cavs, and Mitchell's been their consistent guy. Garland has been hit or miss. Mobley's been playing pretty well this series, but it is Mitchell. That's the guy they're going to go to when they need a bucket, and he's been delivering. So I like Mitchell. It's not just what I think, though. It's not just the hit rates. What are these other sports books thinking? Are we getting a good line on PrizePicks? taking advantage of that fixed payout system, and we are. We can see the average sports book. This is OddsJam. Again, this is another tool I use. Use the link in the description. You get a free week of OddsJam. Highly, highly recommend it. You can see average sportsbook has this at 35.6. Now, why is that? It's because some of these other sportsbooks already have them at 36.5. Lines are always moving, but again, a couple books already at 36.5, and the ones that still have them at 35.5, they're favored to go over. -125 on Caesars, -120 on BetMGM and ESPN Bet, -145 on Sleeper. So they're saying, hey, we're going to pay you out a little bit less money if you take the over here, because we're thinking, it's a little bit more likely to go over here. PrizePicks doesn't care if we take the over or the under. They're going to pay us out the same. So we want to be taking advantage of those lines where, it's a little bit favored on these other sports books. We're getting good market value. So I do like to see that. If you want to look at this a different way, this is DG Fantasy, a Proptimizer. It's integrated with PrizePicks, Underdog, all the different DFS platforms. And again, shows you market value. We can see Donovan, 35.5 points and rebounds. They're saying, hey, take the over. We're giving it a 51.24% chance to hit. Why is that? Here's all the different books that have his line, slightly favored to go over. So I'm really liking Donovan, kind of hitting all the check marks that I like to see. And again, winner go home situation, should see a ton of time tonight and put up a lot of shots. So I like Donovan here, 35.5 points and rebounds, or if you want to just go to his points, I'd take it on Underdog. It's at 29.5 over there. But next up, we got Derrick White, 15.5 points. I'm taking the over. As we know, Derrick White had a crazy run where he was hitting pretty much everything and then kind of came back down to his mean and started missing everything essentially. But got back on track in the second half of last game, and I'll show you that exactly kind of the reason I'm going to him. In the first half of Game 3, we see he was struggling, obviously struggled in Game 2. In Game 3, tried to get it back on track, but just couldn't hit anything. 0 of 5 from the field, 1 point in that first half, but then did get things going a little bit in the second half here. His shots right here, if I can find them right here, 4 of 8, shot 50% and 11 points in that second half. So kind of got back on track, and that interests me for a guy that's been really hot these playoffs. I think, he could be back to where he was, in more of his average range with the potential to score a lot of points tonight. So I got Derrick White, 15.5 points. We're taking the over here. I got him pulled up on Outlier. And we can see for the full year, 48% hit rate. Let's look at the last 10 games, which are really most of the playoff games. And not even counting these games because, they didn't matter. Celtics were up so much in their division, in their conference. They didn't need to play these guys or win. But in the playoffs, he's gone over in 5 of 8 games. Obviously, huge games right here, and has missed in the past 2 straight games. But the field goals attempted haven't really gone away, and you can see he's just shooting horribly. In that Game 2, shot 3 of 11, and then in Game 3, 4 of 13, most of that coming in the second half where he scored 11 points. So hopefully he's back on track, going to be scoring, around his 48% of the field goals. That's where he usually is, hitting 42% of his threes. You can see again in Game 1, 1 of 8 from 3, and 3 of 8 from 3 in Game 2. He's not shying away from his shot. He just hasn't been falling. So I like D. White to start scoring again. Another one where you're kind of looking at the minutes here, 48% hit rate for the full year, but you can see the minutes are trickling up. Some of these are blowouts, but if it's going to be a close game, which again I expect it to be relatively close, he got 37 minutes in Game 3. So going back up, seeing games that he's scoring, or seeing at least, 35 minutes. You can just see it ticking up as this trigger goes up. But it's 71% hit rate in games that he's gone over 35 minutes or played 35 minutes or more, and a lot of that recently. So D. White going to get back on track today again. Kind of been slumping a little bit, but the second half was hopefully a trigger for good things to come for today. And then quickly taking a look at his odds here, we see 15.6 is the average sports book where they got this line. Again, that just means some books, maybe a couple have them at 16.5. Just went down to 15.5 again. But you can see it is favored. Some of these books are thinking maybe they should go up to 16.5. And at 15.5, average sports book at -124.1 on the over, whereas the under is -110. Again, if we want to take a different look at this, we can see it on DG Fantasy. They're saying, hey, what's our percentage chance to hit? 51.06% chance to go over. Why is that? Again, most of these sportsbooks that have this line are favoring him to go over here. So I like that the sportsbooks are on the same page as I am. And another one kind of where pointing everything the right direction here. So Donovan Mitchell is going to be our first one, and then Derrick White in that same game going over his 15.5 points. All right, and in terms of what I think for this game in general, I do think the Celtics probably pull this out, but I think it's going to be a close game at home, win or go home. I think they're going to battle, and I think it's going to be on the heels of Donovan Mitchell. Garland, again, I can't really trust in this series. To be honest, I'm looking at his under for his first half points. He hasn't been doing that against the Celtics really for the past 8 matchups or so. But also he's just been cold shooting the 3 ball, which is where a decent amount of his points come from. But Mobley's been taking advantage of that Al Horford matchup. Guys like Isaac Okoro and even Karis LeVert are taking Horford out on that 3-point line and really just driving right past him. So I would look at those guys a little bit. On the other side of things, I think Al Horford got to get it going eventually. Like I mentioned with Derrick White, Al Horford's kind of been cold the whole playoffs, especially from 3, but he's a 40% plus 3-point shooter, maybe like 43% for the year, and I don't think he's knocked down a 3 in this series, but he's still shooting them. So I think Horford, another good look for me, 1.5 3-pointers for him. Eventually they got to start to fall, especially if he continues to get the minutes and, shoot the ball. So on that side of things, I do like that. Tatum rebounds, it's at 10.0 on a lot of these DFS platforms. He could definitely go out there and get 11. He's been rebounding really well, especially with no Jared Allen, who I don't expect to play. So that's kind of my thoughts on the game. Maybe you got something out of that. But I do think the Celtics squeak this one out. I would think it's going to be pretty close, though. Nice competitive game, which is always fun for the average sports fan. But for me, I won't care if they blow these guys out. But I do want a good game. You want to watch a good game, especially if I got Donovan Mitchell. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy. But Donovan, do your thing. But hopefully the Celtics win. All right, then moving along to the next game, we got the Mavericks and the Thunder. Thunder down 1-2 in this series. And again, this is going to be a fun one. Should be a battle. I would not be surprised at all if the Thunder tie this thing up. But if I had to lean one way, it'd probably be the Mavs side of things. Now for the pick, I'm going PJ Washington here. Again, I got 2 Maverick players, and I'm actually taking an under. I'm not going to his points. I know he's been scoring extremely well, as you can take a look, 29 and 27 points. We haven't seen Kyrie really get going. He hasn't really been shooting a lot, but something I was looking at was Kyrie's 3-pointers made, if he's going to start knocking them down like he has kind of all season, if he actually starts shooting them. With Luka hobbled, you never know too. So PJ Washington points, that is something interesting to me. But I'm actually going to go under his rebounds and assists. I don't know why this line is so high. Yes, I know he had a crazy game in Game 2, I believe, where he scored a bunch, rebounded a ton, and we'll take a look at that. But consistently gone under this pretty much the whole year. And with Gafford and Lively kind of splitting minutes now, we're going to see 2 different kind of big men that can go out there and steal some rebounds from him. So for PJ Washington, under 8.5 rebounds and assists, that's going to be our play. And we're going to go into his Outlier page and kind of see why. So right off the bat, 72% hit rate on the entire year. Now, again, the regular season doesn't always translate to the playoffs, but we can see it has pretty much translated to the playoffs for the games he's played. 10 games, I guess. They haven't played more than 10 games in the playoffs here. Yeah, the playoffs started right here. So the last 9 games, he's only gone over this in one of those games, and there was that game that he went off. He was feeling himself, scored 29 points in that game, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. But even in the next game when he scored 27 points, did only get 6 rebounds and 2 assists. So again, consistently stayed under this for the playoffs. It might be close, but again, he's been under very consistently. So for the full year, 72% hit rate. The past 10 games gone under this in 9 of 10 games. And you want to look at games that he's playing with Gafford, with Luka, with Kyrie. All these guys are going to be playing. Yes, I know Kyrie or Luka is a game time decision. He's a little bit injured there, but again, a lot of these superstars are, and they can go ahead and play through it. Luka's still seeing like 40 minutes a night. So games he's playing with Luka, games he's playing with Kyrie, all these guys injured or all these guys healthy. Derrick Lively, guys like where's Gafford, because he came in halfway through the season. 81% hit rate when all these guys are healthy. And again, the last 20 games or so, he's only gone over in 1 or 2 of these games. So these guys are going to be splitting minutes. Again, I know Gafford is kind of injured. He's got that hand injury. I don't think he's going to outplay Lively. We saw Lively outplay Gafford last game, even though Gafford's been crushing this series. But regardless, whoever plays, Gafford's probably going to see 20 minutes. Lively's probably going to see around 20 minutes. And PJ Washington, with all these guys healthy, Luka, Kyrie, he's consistently gone under this. So I like this hit rate. Again, he might go out there, get 7, get 8, get a little scary for us, but he's stayed under. So I like this, and the odds like this as well. So not only is it me seeing this great hit rate, understanding the matchup, who's going to play, but also the odds are liking this. Average sports books, outright 8.5, minus 122 on the under, whereas the over is minus 112. So they are favoring the under here. This is, again, odds GM sportsbook screen. If you like to see the DG fantasy screen here, they're just saying, hey, take the under. If I can see the 8.5. 8.5, take the under, 51.04% chance to hit. They're only giving us 3 of the data points, but all of them are favored on the under slightly. So I do like the PJ Washington line. He's been killing it scoring-wise. I wouldn't, touch that under in terms of his points because he has been doing well. But for the rebounds and assists, I do like the under here. And then last but not least, we're going to talk Derrick Lively here at 6.5 points. I kind of already alluded to it. Daniel Gafford has played really well against this Thunder team, but he's dealing with a hand injury, and we saw his minutes drop. He was a -8 in about 19 minutes, I believe, in Game 3, whereas Derrick Lively was a +16, and he played like 27 minutes. So he was the preferred center last game, and it translated to a win. So I'm not sure if Gafford's going to be, the guy that gets the more minutes. He's projected for, I think, 20 minutes, whereas Lively's projected for 23 minutes today. But 6.5 points for Lively. He scored 12 minutes last game. Again, the preferred center. And he's been hitting this pretty consistently in games where he's gone over 20 minutes. So I'm taking his points. I think we're getting good value at him. The books are liking this one, but 6.5 points for Derrick Lively. Really, really liking him. So let's jump into his page here, kind of see what I'm talking about. 2023 as a whole, we're just going to see the whole season. 58% of games he's gone over this. Now again, Gafford came to the team about halfway through. Kleber's kind of been losing minutes here and there, so we want to look at games where he's playing with Gafford, with Luka, obviously, with Kyrie, the main guys, and we can go ahead and do that. So we see Luka, we'll check him in there. We'll see Gafford, games that Kyrie's played, all these different guys, and it's still a 56% hit rate. So it's not like when Gafford came to town, his minutes and everything, his points dropped off completely. But we do see, still 56% hit rate. Now, again, we talked about Gafford's injury. If Gafford doesn't play a ton of time and they choose to go with Lively, who they did choose last game, again, 12 points in 27 minutes, we could see that. So in games that he's seen at least 20 minutes or so, 18 minutes, as you, again, tick this up, even just 16 minutes plus, it turns into a 70% hit rate. If you go to 20 minutes, 77% of games, 10 of 13, he's gone over this line, including, of course, Game 3. So we'll see Lively, I think, a lot more tonight. I'm really liking his 6.5 points, but it's not just what I'm thinking about. The books are kind of favoring this as well, and it's giving me, really good vibes on this pick. 6.6 is the average sportsbook odd. That just means, someone's got him at 7.5 already, but -125 on the over, whereas -108.9 on the under here. A Pinnacle, again, one of the sharper sports books, really, really like this line, -136. They're pretty much in line with FanDuel, who's at -138, so they're very heavily favoring this line. So all good signs to make for a good line. I think Lively does get the minutes tonight and can get there for us. In terms of a different way to view this, if you like DG Fantasy, again, I use both of them, but you can choose a Proptimizer on DG Fantasy. They're saying, hey, take the points over. They're saying 51.5% chance to hit. They don't give us all the data points that OddsJam Sportsbook screen does, but they give us a good idea. Again, Pinnacle, DraftKings, BetMGM, all favored to go over here. So I'm liking Lively today, and I wanted to get a Thunder player for you guys, but I don't want to force anything. And I did like 2 Mavs lines. Again, 1 under. It's not because I don't like PJ Washington. It's not like I don't think he's going to have a good game. I just like the value on the rebounds and assists under, and then Lively, I think he's going to get the time and go out there, score at least 7 points for us. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video, but a real quick recap of the plays we're talking today. Derrick Lively over 6.5 points, PJ Washington under 8.5 rebounds and assists. We got D White over 15.5 points and Donovan Mitchell over 35.5 points and rebounds. Now, if you're at this point in the video, I would definitely appreciate you liking the video. Comment anything down below. It can be really anything. It just tells you to push this thing out a little bit more. And then subscribe if you are new. Also, if you're interested in, getting, access to a cool community of people where I'm always active in there, getting access to all of my slips, you can join our Discord. There's a link in the description for this Dub Club link. You just click subscribe here. You can choose weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever you want to choose. And then DM me in the Discord. So join the Discord, DM me, and I'll get you right in. Just send me a confirmation of your Dub Club subscription here. That will be automated at some point too in the next few days, but for now I'm doing it manually. But yeah, you get access to a bunch of cool people. We're always talking sports, talking props, talking plays, like I like to say, and we have a lot of fun in here, and we've been successful. Every single month almost we've been profitable in here. Some months we've been crazy profitable. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. We're not going to win every day. If someone's telling you that, they're just lying. But we do our wins outweigh our losses, especially because we play a lot of PrizePicks, Underdog, those parlays and DFS type platforms. You're not going to win every day, but when you do, they usually outweigh the losses here. We have a bunch of different stuff going on in here. Share your slips, play of the days. You can go ahead and post there if you that one slip that you're really, really liking. We have some seasoned chefs in here that like to share their plays as well. They've been doing it a long time, kind of tried and true people that have been in the Discord for a while. And then, of course, you get access to all of my slips. Anything I play personally, I bring in here. There are plenty of ways to get in here for free. They're all in the description of this video. But for PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy, if you sign up for any of those, again, DM me a screenshot and I can get you in for a free month. And there's a kind of a win-win-win situation here. You're going to get deposit matches on these new DFS platforms, but there's also a reason to be on these other platforms. Chalkboard, Underdog, they might be giving us free squares that day or discounts that day. Those are the days when we want to be playing them. Let's say you're on PrizePicks and that's your preferred one, and you're like, I don't want to use Underdog. Well, you're going to want to use it when they give a free square. There's no reason not to. And again, there's different lines, 29.5 for Donovan Mitchell on Underdog right now, whereas PrizePicks has him at 30.0. That's something to look into. And yeah, that's the reason you kind of have multiple DFS platforms. So if you use my code, kicks back a little bit my way, so I give it right back via a free month. And yeah, we'd love to have you again. If you're at this point in the video, I think you'd enjoy it in here. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Again, here are the picks right here. Hopefully we get some two good games today as we're going to, a bunch of overs. PJ Washington just got to stay under like he has been kind of doing all season. But yeah, go Celtics, of course. That's the hat. You see it every single video. But I hope it stays close. We get fun games are more entertaining than blowouts. I don't really care if the Celtics go out there and blow it out as long as Donovan does his thing. So those are our 4 picks. I'll see you guys tomorrow, or if you're in the Discord, I'll see you in there. Peace out.